don't spend much time worrying about Marjorie is saying. What I found is a pretty consistent pattern is that whenever an elected official decides that they're going to turn on Israel and they hate Israel, you will very quickly see every other policy out of their mouth become very, very liberal.
So Ted Cruz made an argument that Marjorie Taylor Greene is now very, very liberal, and that raised some eyebrows because of course she is not, right? But is she still a member of QAnon? She was asked just that while on The View, and you're gonna wanna see this.
Say you don't believe in the QAnon conspiracies anymore?
Oh, I went over that a long time ago. I mean,
So you've changed?
Well, no, I haven't changed. I was a victim, just like you were, of media lies and stuff you read on social media. You all have attacked me many times on this show. Because of things that you read about me that weren't true.
Or clips we've seen.
Or clips you've seen
the Jewish
that
space
took me out of
lasers.
context.
What was that about?
No, but
wait, hold
not
on.
even true.
Let's take a second.
Yeah, it's been rebuffed.
All right, so before we, give her too much praise, we do need to mention that she's still up to a lot of nonsense, right? So while on The View, she did distance herself from the Jewish space laser conspiracy theory that she once famously endorsed, but she was not quite ready to condemn the likes of Nick Fuentes. So she sidestepped the question and talked about how it's important for her to defend free speech in the context of anti-Israeli government rhetoric being labeled as anti-Semitic. So Brett, I don't believe it, right? I think it's good actually that she's saying, I was tricked like a lot of American people into believing certain things that I read on the internet and I didn't understand what it was. But the thing is, she was so adamant about it, and I think that's the reality though for a lot of people who get sucked into these conspiracy theories is that they are so convinced that this is what it is. You can't convince them otherwise. No matter what they say, they have a way to either just dismiss what you've said, any kind of evidence that you give them, they don't look at it, they don't wanna see it. They always have an excuse, they always have a reason to justify their belief system. So in that sense, it is very real, but coming from her, she's made a career off of those beliefs, right? And now she's trying to pivot away from them. And I do have to wonder how that's gonna go for them. What do you think?
I will welcome any pivot towards sanity, specifically a pivot that is towards sanity that helps me in my political views, because my political views are more geared toward the success of more people in America than what I would conventionally understand as a Republican approach. Now, there's a lot of stuff at the margins that we talk about, but my take on Marjorie Taylor Greene is like a Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is a damn filthy, dirty Nazi piece of crap who says horrible stuff. I can't deny that that's the case. And but if I need a vote, and he is, getting a lot of people to vote my way in a way that does tangibly help people. I'm not gonna embrace any of the horrible stuff he said. I'm not gonna condone what he said before. I'll weigh whether this is suddenly becomes bad and whether afterward he's gonna have more power in the grand scheme of things, all the general political calculations, but I'm not gonna excuse their behavior. Marjorie Taylor Greene obviously wants to be president of the United States someday, in my read on this.
Yeah.
And she is trying to launder a very dirty history so she can be palatable to folks. If the version afterwards is good and I can rely on that, well then great. But I don't think I can rely on it. So I'm gonna go on a case-by-case basis and be like, yo, is this a single issue you're gonna fight on? All right, go fight with your weirdos over there to get on my side of it. Thank you. Ro Khanna's great at this. He'll be when it comes to getting money out of politics, he'll go talk to Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene, and he's just like, okay, the extent of our partnership is this issue, not the one where you're saying all the horrible, weird stuff that you're talking about. I don't think Marjorie Taylor Greene's answer to healthcare in America is a good one, but I do like that she thinks it's bad that healthcare will become prohibitively expensive to poor people.
Right, yeah, and just to your point about her further political aspirations, AOC actually did weigh in on that, and as you know, just commented on why Marjorie Taylor Greene seems to be lashing out against the GOP and shifting a little bit in her positions away from the more extreme wing of the party and a little bit further to the center. So here's a headline from Fox News, and AOC said that Trump stopped MTG's potential Senate run, sparking her revenge tour against the GOP. And there was a time when we were hearing that she wanted to run for the Senate, or maybe she wanted to run for the governor of Georgia. And allegedly, according to AOC, Trump told her, "You're not allowed to do any of that. I need you right where you are." And she's like, "Well, whatever, I'm just gonna do this now." And so you do have to take their personal ambitions into consideration whenever it comes to the things that they say and the way that they choose to serve or not serve the American people or even their very specific group of constituents. And that's part of another one of the things I should say that people really don't like about politics is that it's so much about personality, it's so much about those personal ambitions, and there really isn't a way in this current iteration of democracy that we have in this country to separate those things, right? It's very, very difficult to separate the personal ambitions of the politician, the money of the politician, the money coming into the politician's access to certain rooms where they're able to be a part of certain conversations. All of that is something that we need to seriously consider as part of how well they're able to actually govern the American people. And with Marjorie Taylor Greene, yeah, I'm very skeptical of this so-called shift that we're seeing from her. I do like, as I said, that she's speaking out against the way that things like QAnon can manipulate people in their minds and get them to believe things that are not really true. And I would wish more people would talk about that. But also, we do have to consider the fact that she wants something out of all this. So.
If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.